Hi guys. Welcome back to our channel. Did you know, grizzly bears are so strong, they can crush a bowling ball? Believe it or not, the average person spends 6 months of their lives waiting at traffic lights. Porcupines are large rodents. Some porcupines have as many as 30,000 quills, and the North American porcupine can live for 23 years. Eurotunnel and Eurostar are completely different companies, but share use of the same channel tunnel, which is 31.5 miles long. That's 50.45 kilometers. It's the equivalent of 169 Eiffel Towers stacked on top of each other. There is 23.5 miles, that's 37.9 kilometers channel tunnel that is under the English Channel, making it the world's longest undersea tunnel. The AK-47 in the early days was titled Weapon of the Century. The AK stands for Automatic Kalashnikov, after the inventor. 47 is a reference to the year that it was invented. It is quite simply the most effective machine gun ever manufactured. It has a muzzle velocity of about 700 meters per second, and can fire 600 rounds per minute at the cyclic rate, with a 30-round magazine of 7.62 mm ammunition. Weight is 3.8 kilograms, 9.5 pounds empty, and 4.3 kilograms loaded. There are about 100 million AK-47s worldwide. That's one for every 60 people on the planet. About 50 armies globally use the AK-47, and some US soldiers have expressed a preference for the AK-47, especially in Iraq or Afghanistan, where dust and sand tend to jam their official issue M16s, but do not affect the AK-47. The inventor Mikhail Kalashnikov, who died December 23, 2013 age 94, only earned Soviet wages for creating the AK-47, but he hoped to cash in on his brand of Kalashnikov vodka instead. Lions are the only cats that live in groups. And a group or pride can be up to 30 lions, depending on how much food and water is available. The males weigh 190 kilograms, that's 418 pounds. And females weigh 126 kilograms, that's 277 pounds. Lions are the laziest of all the big cats, and will sleep as many as 16 to 20 hours a day. The female lions are the main hunters, and while they're out hunting for food, the males guard the pride's young cubs and territory. A lioness usually gives birth to between 1 and 4 lion babies. Lions scent mark their territory, using their wee to create a border. And a lion's roar can be heard up to 8 kilometers away. And their lifespan is 10 to 15 years in the wild. Bull riding is one of the most dangerous sports in the world. The only perfect score of 100 was achieved by Wade Leslie in 1991. For 3 decades, some riders have come close to achieving a 100, but no one else has ever made it. The average score for riders is around 80. Another highlight of the rodeo is the clowns, or funny men as they are also called. And these guys are actively working to protect the cowboys from serious injury. In timed events like steer wrestling, team roping, tie-down roping, barrel racing and steer roping, cowboys and cowgirls at the other end of the arena compete against the clock, as well as against each other. Orangutans have very long arms that span about 2.2 meters, that's over 7 feet from fingertip to fingertip. Considering their standing height is around 1.5 meters, this reach is impressive. In fact, they're 1.5 times longer than their legs and stretch to their ankles when standing. Orangutans only have young once every 7 to 9 years. Many live over 30 years. Did you know 95% of people text things they would never normally say to your face? While Netflix was growing its subscriber base, it was losing more money than it was making, so the co-founders were eager to sell. A member of the Netflix communications team said that Blockbuster declined to purchase Netflix in the year 2000 for $50 million. And in 2010, Blockbuster declared bankruptcy, and by 2014, all corporate-owned stores had closed. African wild dogs weigh 39.5 to 79 pounds, and are carnivores. Wild dogs are sociable and live in and hunt in packs of between 10 to 50 dogs, and can reach a speed of 44 miles per hour. They have one of the most successful hunting rates of any carnivore, with an average of 80% of hunts resulting in a kill. The females has litters of 2 to 20 pups, and they live about 11 years. According to history books, the cost of building the ship RMS Titanic was estimated at $7.5 million, that's about $200 million in today's money. The White Star Line insured the Titanic for the equivalent of $133 million in today's currency, and after the accident, cargo insurance policies covered almost all of the property claims totaling $9.42 million. It wasn't until July 1916, about 4 years after the Titanic sank, White Star and all the U.S. plaintiffs came to a settlement and White Star agreed to pay $665,000. That was about $430 for each life that was lost on the Titanic. Did you know your nervous system can send messages to and from your brain at speeds of 200 miles per hour? In Egyptian mummification, onions were sometimes used to fill body cavities and often serving as false eyes. Egyptians used vast amounts of linen to mummify a body, with one mummy body from the 11th dynasty having been wrapped with 9,095 feet of linen, that's 845 square meters. Stressed mothers are more likely to have a left-handed child, and mothers who are over 40 at the time of a child's birth are 128% more likely to have a left-handed baby than a woman in her 20s. There's 220 known species of stingrays. As the name implies, stingrays have a stinger at the end of their tails that holds the stingray's venom. This venom is mostly used to protect themselves from predators such as sharks and is not used to hunt prey. The only time a stingray will use its venom is when it's stepped on, or if it's dead. It's common for divers to accidentally step on a barb of a dead ray. Stingrays live 15 to 25 years in the oceans. World War I started on 28 July, 1914, and took the lives of more than 9 million soldiers, with 21 million more wounded, and sadly the civilian casualties numbered almost 10 million. It all started when Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria and his pregnant wife Sophie were assassinated. Franz Ferdinand was the heir to the throne of Austria and Hungary. The conditions in the trenches were so bad that 113,000 soldiers died from diseases in the trenches, also spread by rats and lice, diseases like dysentery, cholera and typhoid, plus so many soldiers got trench foot from standing in muddy water all day, that many soldiers' feet would have to be amputated. Soldiers wrote that the rats were as big as cats, and many soldiers would wake up with rats sleeping next to them under their blankets. Thankfully the war ended on 11th of November, 1918. A barn owl is about the size of a small cat, but only weighs a pound. Barn owls can fly between 10 to 20 miles per hour. The barn owl is silent in flight and they cannot move their eyes, but have excellent vision and hearing for capturing prey at night. Owls have a binocular vision of 70 degrees. They can also move their head an impressive 270 degrees when hunting for their prey. Food is often swallowed whole. The pieces of food that can't be digested, like fur, bones, talons, are regurgitated, coughed up in small pellets. Barn owls can eat more than 1,000 mice per year. Their average lifespan is 4 years. The oldest recorded in the wild was 15 years old, but can live up to 20 years old in captivity. However, most barn owls die young. Of those that fledge, approximately 70% die in their first year. That's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, and turn the notification bell on to be notified when we next post. Thanks for watching.